the day I've been waiting for a while. One of the things I wanted to do was put a new set of doors on here. I didn't like the nets, so I ordered a set of doors, and they came in today. This is the kit here. I'm going to show you what it came with, and then I'm going to show you what it takes to get these installed on the vehicle. Okay, so we have the frame that we have to put together. It's a nice lightweight aluminum framework. We have the canvas for the doors, and then it comes with all the hardware you're going to need: the strikers, the door handles, the latches, the hinges, all that stuff, and it comes with a bag of hardware to go along with it. Alright, so we're going to go step by step and see how we get these installed. So what we're going to be installing is the Spike Power Sports doors. I like these because they're actually a lot cheaper than the factory ones, and I think they're a lot better. These are actually double-sided. There's an inside and an outside panel, and it seems that the latch assemblies are a lot better too. So I figure we'll save some money, get a little better product, and do the labor myself, save some money there also. So let's get started. I'm going to utilize the bed of the truck for assembly. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take the lower half of the door, connect it with the upper half of the door. So these are going to slide in like here. So the kit comes with a whole bag full of screws. I just put a little bowl here to keep them all together. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to secure the upper frame to the bottom frame using a self-tapping screw that's going to go right in there. So let's get that installed. Okay, that one's together. We'll do the other one. Okay, let's see what the next step is. Okay, get that in there. Okay, once you unzip this, then you're going to start stretching this around here. We'll just work our way around the frame. So I found if you use one of the brackets they gave you, you can hook onto the lip, and then it'll ease in trying to put it on, because it's very tight. Okay. Okay, so once you get it around the frame, you're going to zip it up around over to this point. Now we got to set up the door handle. So we want to look, make sure everything looks good. Nice and tight. Okay, that looks good. Handle's going to go over here. Now we have to mark 3 holes here. 1, 2, 3. And those are where the bolts are going to go. But we're not going to drill the holes out, we're going to use a soldering iron, and we're going to basically melt the holes so that way it seals around the holes and it doesn't cause the fabric to rip or stretch. So we're going to put the soldering iron here, and then we'll go ahead and poke those holes. Okay, so I'm going to burn the first hole. I'm going to hold the fabric up tight here. And we'll do the second one. And we'll do the third one. The third one's a little bigger. And then we gotta cut out this square hole. I mean, you could cut this with a knife, but the thing is, if you do this, you're actually sealing the fabric so it doesn't rip on you. Okay. Alright, so we got our handle here, and we got 3 bolts that are going to go through the holes. Put this under here, and we're just going to line up these holes. Just poke these screws through the holes that we just made. Okay. And on the last hole, it's a little bigger because part of the handle kind of recesses into there. So we want to make sure that it fits through. And then we get a washer we're going to put on that one. Okay, so we'll get those tightened up. These bolts are 10 millimeter, so we're going to tighten those up. Okay, so we got a handle on there now. It's all set. Let's see what the next step is. Alright, so next they give you this little eye bolt with a strap on it. And it says to thread this in here. So we'll do that. Okay, that's all set. Next step, we got to install the latch. And this is just simply going to go right on here. We're not going to fully tighten this because we are going to have to adjust it after. So we'll just kind of snug it a little bit. Okay, we'll leave that for that. Okay, we're going to be putting the other one back together. And one thing I learned is when you unzip this all the way around, don't disconnect it here because you're going to have a hell of a time getting it back together. So if you just leave it connected and then put it on the frame, then you'll be able to zip it up and around. Alright, so we'll do that one. Next thing is we're going to remove these. Okay, there is a little plate behind here. I'm going to hang on to that. Okay, so we have the upper hinge on there now. Alright, now we'll work on the lower hinge. Alright, at this point we got to flip the bed up now, because we're going to be accessing a couple of bolts down here. Alright, so there's actually 2 holes already here threaded. What they tell you is take 2 of the number 40 torque drive screws, put a washer, put those in, and then it says to put a washer on the inside also to act as a spacer. Okay, I'm not quite sure why they're doing that, but it says to do it, so we'll do it. Alright, so we're going to mount this on here. Alright, now, it does come with plastic washers, and they tell you to put one right on here, so the door's going to pivot. Alright, so now we got the upper, and we got the lower. Alright, so the next step is they want you to put the door on the hinges. Okay, I want you to just latch that like that, so we can line up the back. Okay, this has got to come up a little bit. Okay, so we got the hinge slid on here, and there are holes behind here that this lines up with. You just got to kind of feel for where the hole is, and then we're just going to poke a hole through it. Now you can go ahead and actually make these holes a little bit bigger to fit the screw. Okay. Alright, now we're going to use these number 40 Torx. Them right in the holes. I'm going to put a washer on these also. To heat it up, it goes in a little bit easier. Okay, now we got to put nuts on the back side of that. Okay, so after you get the door somewhat lined up and you punch your 3 holes through the canvas here, you're going to slip your bolts in, and then what you need to do is inside the door panel, you're going to reach down in here, can't really see, but you're going to put your nuts on the other side of those screws, and then you're going to hold it with a wrench and then sock them down. Once that's all set, then you take the strap and you run it through a hole in the door panel here, and then you wrap it around the frame inside. Be a little light there, see, it goes through the door panel. You wrap it around the frame inside, come back out with it, and then you're going to wrap it around this bar here, cinch it off, and then that's going to keep the door from opening too far. Okay, so we got the door on there. It's all sealed up nice, and one thing about this hinge, it actually has a 2-click system. So it has 1, 2. So you can just shut the door lightly, and you know it's going to let a little air in, or you can shut it fully, and that's going to seal it off nice and tight. Alright, so I'm going to take it out. I'm going to go for a little ride, and I'm going to put the heater on, see if it warms it up inside of here, and hopefully keep you nice and warm on this 20-degree day. Okay, here's another cool feature about these doors. So when you unzip the window, I mean you can have the window open in the summer, it has a magnetic flap here, and you can just fold it right inside there. So you can just drop the window right inside. And that'll store it out of the way for you. It's kind of cool. Alright, the other thing I gotta do is I gotta mount my mirrors back on, because the way they were mounted, it's going to interfere with the door frame. So I think I'm just going to mount the bracket right on here, and then we'll just mount the mirrors directly to the doors. Alright, now you can see I got the mirror mounted on there. I just put it right to the door instead of on the frame, and that should work just fine. So what I did, I just drilled a couple of holes, just mounted it right on the bracket, and good to go. Alright, so here we are. Got the doors on. Got my little heater going here. So I gotta tell you, it's about 20 degrees outside. Very windy, very cold, and it's actually nice in here. I don't have any wind. Got a little bit of heat just starting, so it'll warm it up in here in a little bit. A little view of the ground there, so you can see what we're rolling over. These doors finish this off nicely. Got the windshield, got the back window, got the doors on now. I can be out here in the cold. If I decide I want to put a plow on this thing at some point, I'll be nice and warm. So yeah, I'm liking it. It's very very comfy in here now compared to what it was before. So if you guys are thinking about putting any doors on your Ranger, I would definitely go with these. Like I say, you can see there's you know, it's double-sided inside and out instead of just the bare frame exposed. Got a nice latching system, nice handles, seals nicely. So yeah, go for it. So okay, so here she is with the doors on. I think it looks really good. Alright guys, so yeah, everything worked out great. Nice and warm in here now. It's cold and windy outside, and feels great in here. So if you guys are thinking about doing this, adding some doors, strongly recommend going with these. I'll leave a link below, and you know, if you guys like the video, give a thumbs up, give a like, and share any comments you got, and I'll catch you on the next one.